take a look at how I DIY'd these wall sconces. Hello guys, I'm back with another DIY. I thank you so much for clicking on this video. So as you can see with this Dollar Tree wood hanging wall decor, I'm just removing the string. And with this wood filler, I'm just going to fill in those 2 small holes. As I wait for my filler to fully dry, I'm going to take this faux mirror. This is from the Dollar Tree. I purchased it some years ago. It was in their Halloween collection, and it also came with the frame that I already used for a different project. And using some nail polish remover, I'm just going to remove that skull design from my mirror, and I made sure that my nail polish remover was 100% acetone. To make my sconce, I'm also going to be using these tumbling tower blocks along with the wooden square dowel I purchased from Hobby Lobby. Links for all items used will be listed in the description box below. I took all of my wooden pieces outside and gave it a coat of silver metallic spray paint. I'll be attaching this oval mirror to this oval wooden shape, but before I do that, I want to make sure I remove this cardboard backing first. To attach the two, I'll be using some E6000 along with some hot glue, making sure to center as best as possible. With my square dowel, I also added E6000 with some hot glue and attached it to the center of my oval. I made sure there was 8 inches hanging on both sides. If you've been here before, you may remember those henna hung battery operated candles I've used before. Well, these clips came with them, and I'll be using a hot knife to remove the candle holder from its clip. For my sconce, I'll be needing 2 holders that I also painted silver. With the 2 tumbler blocks, I'll attach them to the wooden dowel. The placement for those were at the very edge of the oval, making sure not to go on top of the oval. Here you see me attaching the tumbler block to the dowel with hot glue, but off camera I went back and used a combination of the hot glue and E6000. Right here, I show you what my hanger looks like. I used that string I removed in the beginning, giving myself the option of hanging the sconce vertically or horizontally. As you can see on the holder, it has a little prong and the candle has a little indentation. The two fit perfectly together, holding the candle tightly in place. Look closely and you can see I've already applied some E6000 to the center. Now I'm just adding some hot glue. I line my glue up with a top petal and one directly across from it, keeping things in a line. Here I repeat the same steps and align the glue with the tumbler block and press and hold firmly to allow my glue to set up. Now, if desired, I could have stopped right here, but I was going for a different look. So I'll be using this plastic I have from a Halloween costume I made my daughter last year. It's a really thick and sturdy plastic. I'll leave a link for it down below. It's called Clear Rail Guard. I made sure to cut my plastic 8 inches tall. I align the back of my wooden dowel with some hot glue, and then I lay the very edge of my plastic onto it. Before I glue down the other side of that plastic, I'm just going to measure the inside opening, making sure my hand can reach the candle. Here with a dry erase marker, I'm marking the back side of that plastic so I'll know where to cut. I wipe away that dry erase marker and then proceed to glue my plastic into place. With this plastic, I've used both a low temperature and a high temperature glue gun, and the high temperature glue gun is what you'll need to glue this plastic into place. And I could have definitely stopped here. This is actually the look that I was going for, but I felt the sconce looked a bit too plain for my liking, so I added a bit of sparkle. I added some rhinestone ribbon to the top and bottoms of the plastic, making sure the bottoms were a thicker ribbon and the tops were a bit thinner. And then around the mirrored oval, I used some rhinestone trim. If wondering how I'll change the batteries, remember I made sure my hand could fit inside the plastic, so I can just reach in, remove the candle, unscrew the bulb, and place in the battery. And here's a look at how the sconce turned out. I think this turned out great. As you can see, I've styled them next to some wall art as wall sconces. And because I added two different hook methods, I'm able to hang them horizontally as picture lights. Well, that is all for today's DIY. I thank y'all so much for stopping by. I hope this video was helpful and enjoyable. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and joining me next week for more DIY inspirations. But until then, bye y'all.